pause and repeat each sentence. The day the universe hated me. You know those days when you wake up and just know it's going to be a disaster? Yeah, that was my Tuesday. It all started with my alarm clock, or rather, the lack of it. I had an incredibly important presentation at 9 a.m., the kind that could make or break my career. I'd set 3 different alarms on my phone, but for some reason, the battery died overnight. I woke up at 8:15 a.m. to the sound of my neighbor's dog barking at a squirrel. I bolted out of bed, tripping over my own feet and crashing into the nightstand. Great start, I muttered, rubbing my bruised knee. I didn't even have time for a shower. I just threw on some clothes, grabbed my laptop, and realized, wait for it, I'd forgotten to wash my lucky shirt. I had to settle for a wrinkled one that smelled slightly like old gym socks. I figured I could at least grab a quick piece of toast before hitting the road. Bad move. The toaster decided to act up and burnt my bread to a crisp. While I was trying to scrape off the burnt parts, I knocked over a full carton of orange juice. It went everywhere, all over the floor, my shoes, and the rug. At that point, I wanted to just crawl back under the covers and call it a year. But I had to keep going. I rushed to my car, praying it would start. It's an old clunker, and it's been making some weird noises lately. Luckily, it started, but as soon as I pulled out of the driveway, I hit a massive traffic jam. Apparently, a truck carrying watermelons had tipped over on the main highway. Traffic was crawling. I was sitting there, gripping the steering wheel so hard my knuckles were white. I tried to listen to a podcast to calm down, but my phone's Bluetooth wouldn't connect. I was at my wit's end. Every time I tried to switch lanes, someone would cut me off or honk like I was the problem. I finally made it to the office at 9:30 a.m. I was 30 minutes late, sweating and looking like I'd just survived a natural disaster. I ran into the conference room, but the seat was empty. My boss walked in 2 minutes later with a look that could kill. "Nice of you to join us," he said, his voice dripping with sarcasm. I tried to explain the situation, but he just waved his hand. The client got tired of waiting and moved the meeting to next month. We might lose the account because of this blunder. I felt like a total failure. I went to my desk, hoping to at least get some work done in peace. But then the ultimate disaster happened. I spilled a hot cup of black coffee directly onto my laptop. The screen flickered once, made a weird sizzling sound, and went black. All my files, the presentation, the spreadsheets, everything was gone. I hadn't backed it up in weeks. I was beyond frustrated. By noon, I was starving. I decided to treat myself to a nice burger from the place across the street to cheer myself up. I waited in line for 20 minutes, and just as I got to the front, the cashier told me they were out of beef. Out of beef? At a burger joint? You've got to be kidding me. I ended up with a soggy salad that cost way too much. The rest of the afternoon was a blur of minor inconveniences. I broke my favorite pen. I got a paper cut and my boss gave me a pile of board. After leaving the office at 7 p.m., I realized my fridge was completely empty. I'm talking nothing but a jar of old pickles empty, even though I was running on fumes. Cliché, I know, but true. I decided to swing by the grocery store. I just wanted to grab some frozen pizza and get out. Simple, right? Wrong. As soon as I walked in, I ran into high-energy Kevin. Kevin was a guy I went to college with, and he's the type of person who is always, and I mean always, way too happy. On a day like today, he was the last person I wanted to see. I tried to pull a disappearing act by ducking behind a display of cereal boxes, but it was too late. He'd spotted me. "Hey, long time no see," he shouted, loud enough for the entire store to hear. He came over and started giving me a play-by-play of his amazing life. He'd just gotten a promotion, he was training for a marathon, and he'd just bought a new Tesla. I stood there, clutching my frozen pizza, nodding like a mannequin, while my brain was basically screaming. I tried to cut the conversation short, but Kevin just wouldn't take a hit. He kept talking and talking until I finally had to fake a phone call just to get away from him. Then came the checkout line. Of course, I picked the slowest line in the history of retail. The lady in front of me had about 50 coupons, and half of them were expired. She started arguing with the teenager at the cash register, who looked like he wanted to vanish into thin air. When it was finally my turn, the card reader decided to glitch out. "Sorry, sir, the system is down," the kid said, not even looking up. I had to dig through my pockets like a madman to find enough crumpled cash to pay for my dinner. I was so embarrassed, I could feel my face turning bright red. As I was walking back to my car, the plastic bag, which was clearly made of the cheapest material on earth, decided to rip. My frozen pizza slid out and landed right in a muddy puddle. I just stood there for a good 30 seconds, staring at my dinner in the dirt, wondering what I had done in a past life to deserve this. I didn't even pick it up. I just got in my car, slammed the door, and drove away in silence. Thank you very much. Practice these phrases, use them in real conversations, and notice the difference. If this video helped you, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with someone who wants to speak English confidently.